Good morning, church. Today is Thursday, the 8th of April, 2021, and I'm sitting here under the Southeast Morrison Bridge, waiting for the bus to come, and decided to check in with you guys. I've had a hard morning and hard couple of days, just dealing with the same issues of Gabriel and that. Yesterday, now the last time I spoke to you guys, I showed you a tent, the 14 by 10 tent. The tent in itself is fine. There is a cut on the top, and there is a strap that's been cut. So I'm gonna have to sew that. And I found looks like a cigarette hole in the tent, and somewhere a little serpent can slide in, which is never good. Apart from that, it's pretty sturdy. It's a good solid tent. I don't have the top for it. I'm using the tarps that I have, and I've only used it once. I used it on the at the park on the east side of the Willamette, and the view was nice, but I got visitors coming into the tent. They molested me. They stole some food. I got shot in the back, pierced under the feet. So I wasn't very happy about it, Last night, instead of going back into that same tent in the spot, I went into the, I used the 4.5 by 7 here on Southeast Grand and Southeast Alder, and I pitched a tent there, and it got wet last night, so everything is wet. The sleeping bag is wet, the cardboard is wet, and so is some other stuff. So I opened it up into the storage so that it could dry. I was told that my mail was not being delivered because I wasn't doing that, so I had to go to Mr. Peep and get all that done. I'm not with it. I've been harping on it all morning. I'm kind of pissed off because some people didn't like what they saw me doing, and I basically said, well, if you had just put me back where you had found me, without all of that, you have to get me out of this situation first with Gabriel, and of course, on top of me doing all of that, then I was hit last night in the tent, with all that again, and it pissed me off. And it's like, these people are not playing with a straight deck of cards. They're complaining about what I'm doing, and I'm saying, you're not removing me out of the situation that I'm in. You have to remove me out of the situation in order for me to be free of all of that. The principle of me having to do that to get my mail, me having to do that to get Social Security disability, me having to do that to get a job, me having to do that to get a home, to keep my property. You have to remove me out of that world that you've put me as a foreigner. And like I said to Melinda this morning, that, you people know exactly what to do on Grace Community Church property. You have a system. When the African American comes in, you bring them down. When the foreign African comes in, you bring them down. When the European comes in, you bring them up. When the Americans come in, you bring them up. So you have a system. As soon as we walk through the door, you know who to bring up, bring us down to that shit. You bring some in, some out, some up, and some down. And then once you as meaning you Grace Community Church staff, you Grace Community Church Elder Board, you Grace Community Church Clan, the LGBTQ community that's there, as soon as people walk in through the door, to go up, to go down, to bring them in, and then to say, they need to leave. I left with a 4-page letter. I don't understand why John MacArthur is still being instructed, or why either John MacArthur or his daughter is still being instructed by the community to tell me that this is how I need to live, and the church is expressing their disapproval. And I'm like, well, this wasn't my doing. This wasn't my doing. This isn't what I wanted. When I went to Los Angeles back in the 90s, in 1990, and I left the world and joined Grace, it was so that I wouldn't be doing any of that. And all the years that I was on Grace Community Church property, I wasn't doing any of that. why didn't it remain this way? Because they allowed Gabriel and Guy Franklin to sneak in through the back, and they allowed Sandra to come in through the back, and through representatives to basically remove me off of the property. And so, the problem is on their end, not on my end, because I'm still the same person that I was when I first walked into Grace Community Church, and I'm still doing things in accordance with the scriptures. I'm still doing the work of the ministry here. And so, it's one of those things, it's frustrating because I can't get out of this situation, because wherever I go, the people have been programmed, they've been programmed to respond. They've been programmed to basically close the door, it's like, don't let him up, don't let him in, don't give him the right hand of fellowship, don't allow him to have a job, don't allow him to do anything, and me, I'm still preaching, what does this say here on my bag? Jesus is your refuge, from Psalm 61, 1 through 8. I'm still preaching to these people Christ as their refuge. And from them, I'm not getting anything other than rejection. And you can't come here and you can't be what we are. You can't come up to where we're at. And, nothing has changed. That's why a lot of my videos are updates rather than teaching times, Here comes my bus. I see it about 10 blocks away. But anyway, this is what's going on. I'm still working on the 2019 workbook. The videos have been printed. The photos are almost done. I need to put titles on the individual photos that goes with the videos and that goes with the Word documents. I don't have a lot of the Word document printed. The whole thing is printed, but I don't have the specific videos transcribed, so that's another work that needs to be done. So anyway, I haven't read the Gospel of John yet this month, and I've yet to read 5 more or 4 more chapters, maybe do a little bit of work on Revelation, and then that's pretty much it. Anyway, here's my bus. Keep me in your prayer. God bless, and I will talk to you later.